What life is like with bad credit? No one tells you this. I wanted to see what life is actually like with bad credit. So for the next 5 days, I tried to live like someone with a 500 credit score. And what happened shocked me. Did you know your credit score could be adding over $4,500 a year to your car insurance, even if you've never had an accident? How is it possible two people can buy the same car and one of them ends up paying $9,500 more just because of a number? And did you know a landlord can legally turn you away from an apartment, not because you did anything wrong, but simply because of your credit score? I spent 5 days finding out exactly how expensive bad credit really is. Let's get into it. It's normal to assume that bad credit is a problem for people who don't pay their bills. That's not the full story. Right now, roughly 16.3% of Americans have a FICO score below 600. That's about 1 in 6 people. A large chunk of them aren't there because of irresponsibility. They're there because life happened to them. Nobody told them how fast a score can drop or how long that damage sticks around. You know what else nobody warned me about? That bad credit doesn't just stop you from getting a loan. It follows you into the parking lot, the rental office, and drains your bank account every single month. Over the next 5 days, I'm going to find out exactly how expensive it gets. Day 1, credit card application. On day 1, I applied for a credit card. Guess what happened? I was denied by every major issuer, even the one offer that came back at a $300 limit with a 29.99% APR. At that point, I felt I wasn't about to be given a credit card, but entering into a financial trap with a logo on it. Compare that to someone with a 750 score walking away with a $10,000 limit, 0% intro APR, and cashback rewards on every purchase. Same economy, but a completely different experience. Now, here's the part that really stings. The average American is carrying $11,500 in credit card debt. At 29.99% APR on that balance, you're paying over $3,400 in interest every year. This is before you've knocked out a single dollar of what you actually owe. And here's the trap that keeps people stuck. With a $300 limit, one emergency can immediately spike your utilization to 80%, sometimes 100%. That tanks your score further, which means the next card offer is just as bad or worse. Sadly, you didn't dig the hole. The system just keeps handing you a smaller shovel. But the credit card is just the beginning, because what happens when you need to get to work every day and you don't have a car to do it? Day 2, car financing. That's why on the second day, I had to look into financing a car. Let me give you the real numbers because they're genuinely hard to look at. According to Experian's latest data, the average new car loan rate for borrowers with super prime credit is 4.66%. For instance, on a $25,000 car used for over 60 months, a borrower with good credit pays around $483 a month. On the other hand, a subprime borrower faces rates averaging between 13% and 19%. This means monthly payments closer to $635 and total interest costs that can exceed $9,500. And what makes it even harder to escape is that many prime lenders are pulling back from subprime borrowers altogether. That pushes people with bad credit toward lenders who specialize in high-risk loans. Those lenders can charge even more, so the option gets narrower, the prices go higher, and the people who can least afford it end up paying the most. Now, if you think the car is where it stops, wait until you hear what happened on day 3, because this is where bad credit stopped being just a money problem. Day number 3. Apartment hunting. I went looking for an apartment on day 3. Do you know what I discovered? Most landlords run a credit check as part of every application with a 500 score. I faced outright rejection or a demand for 2 or 3 months' rent as an upfront security deposit. That's before I even signed anything. Think about what that really means for people with low credit scores. You're already financially stretched, and now to simply get a roof over your head, you need $4,000 to $6,000 in cash on the table before you move in a single box. Cash that most people at that credit level simply don't have. It's not just that bad credit makes borrowing harder, it restricts where you can live, raises your moving cost, and in some cases pushes families into unstable housing. Not because they're bad tenants, but because 3 digits on a report said they were a risk. Listen, bad credit doesn't just affect what you borrow, it also determines where you sleep at night. If this is opening your eyes even a little, hit like and subscribe. We're only halfway through, and just when you think you've seen the full picture, there's one more hit that almost nobody sees coming. Day number 4. Insurance. This one blindsided me the most, and I think it'll blindside you too. I went about calling car insurance companies on day 4. Before now, I thought car insurance was priced in your driving record. Well, I was surprised by what I found out. In most states, insurers are legally allowed to factor your credit score into your premium. According to the Zebra analysis of over 83 million rates, drivers with bad credit can pay an average of $4,581 more per year for car insurance than those with good credit, even with the same driving record. That's over $200 extra every single month for something that has nothing to do with how you drive. And it doesn't stop at car insurance. A homeowner with a low credit score can pay nearly $2,000 more per year for homeowner's insurance than a neighbor with good credit. So let's add it all up. You're paying more for your credit card, more interest in your car loan, and definitely higher upfront for your apartment. All this to ensure the things you already overpaid for. But here's the thing about all of this that hit me the hardest. It wasn't the money. It was what living inside this system actually does to a person. Day number 5, the real cost nobody talks about. Day 5 wasn't about numbers. It was about how people who had this low credit score really felt. Actually, those living with bad credit describe a very specific kind of exhaustion. It's not just financial, but the mental weight of it. The anxiety before every card swipe, your second guessing before every purchase. Let me not even talk about the shame of declined transaction and that constant feeling that no matter how hard you work, the system always finds a way to charge you more. That stress is real and it has consequences. Financial pressure is one of the leading contributors to anxiety, sleep problems, and broken relationships. Studies show that 43% of Americans cite money as their biggest source of stress, and it creates a cycle that's brutal to escape. This stress clouds your judgment. Clouded judgment leads to financial missteps. Missteps damage the score further, and the deeper the score falls, the heavier the stress gets. You see how the cycle goes? Aside from the whole stress cycle, what really hit me on day 5 was the realization that bad credit doesn't just cost you money. It takes your mental energy and convinces you that this is just how life is. But that's not true. You're just trapped inside a system you were never taught how to navigate. This is why most people stay stuck. They don't even realize what's happening to them. Turning point. What I do differently. So I decided to look at this differently and come up with a solution. If I were actually in this situation today, here's exactly what I do first. Get a secured credit card. Put one small reoccurring bill on it. It could be a streaming subscription or even a phone plan. Then I'll set an auto pay for the full balance every month. Payment history is 35% of your FICO score, and consistent on-time payments are the most reliable way to start moving that number. Second, don't close old accounts, even the ones you're not using. This is a mistake most beginners make. Closing your old accounts shortens your credit age and raises your utilization ratio. Both of these can hurt your score. Fifth, get my roadmap. If you're serious about getting out of the situation, I put together a complete roadmap in my book called Credit Rewrite 800, the 800 Plus system. Or check out Get Funded for Your Business. Everything you need to go from a damaged score to a fundable financial profile is all laid out. The link is already in the description box. Actually, none of this is complicated. What it requires is consistency and the decision to start today. If you're ready to start, hit the subscribe button because I'm showing you exactly how to fix your credit step by step in the next video. I'll see you there. Wait. For more helpful info, don't forget to check the description below.